drinking sangria.
Nachos, lemon heads, my dad's boat. You won't go down cause my dick can float.
We sail around the world and go port to port. Every time I come, I produce a quart.
Put on your life vest, let's drop anchor. There's a nice lady who I like to swank her.
Beautiful hairless boys.
Chris Hansen here. TJ Hubbard and Steve from Providence, the OG Minifans, are the best. Now, drunk Era Curtis, if that's your real name, why don't you have a seat at the bar right over there? Stop watching Playgrounds and start watching this.
All right, welcome back to the OG Minifan Show on the Kirk Minahan Network. I'm Steve from Providence with TJ Hubbard, and I don't think that we have to, after that intro, I don't think there's enough that could be said to introduce our guest this week, the great and powerful DEC. DEC, how are you doing today, buddy?
Oh, fuck you. What's up?
Well, you weren't able to see who brought you in tonight in the intro. You're going to have a nice surprise.
Oh, very nice. Tomorrow.
Considering it'll have to be the first time that you've actually watched our show.
Yes. You guys have a show?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's good support. I mean, we both listen to your shows every week, but that's fine. A big dick, and you don't want to support us. That's completely fine, but you'll have to watch it this week.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
Yeah. So before we get started, I just wanted to just bring up something. Last week we had Kevin from Bristol on, and he reached out this week to the Minifans, and I talked to him yesterday, and he said they were a tremendous help. So once again, if you guys have just a moment, if you could go on to RhodeIslandMonthly.com, click Vote East Bay, scroll down to Consignment Store, and type Just Ducky and vote. Will help him out tremendously. It helps him out with a lot of free advertising. It gets him a lot of face time in the community. His budget does not allow for a lot of advertising. And in searching through his Facebook store, he actually, I think we should get him some help, someone that's good on the computer, because there's a link to a justducky.com, and it goes to a store in North Carolina. So we don't want him to be promoting for another store. So maybe if there's a Minifan that can reach out to him and help him out, that would.
It is RImonthly.com. Just to
RI Monthly is fantastic. I have found a ton of places in Rhode Island from that magazine. So if you win or place highly, it does build a lot of business.
Yeah. Good. I mean, and he's a great guy. The guy is just out of all the people that I've come to know throughout the years, he is probably one of the most genuine people that you ever meet. And just a good guy, good-hearted guy. I don't know anyone that says anything bad about him.
No.
So if you guys could reach out, he also, if you look through his website and you see something that you like, you can Venmo. I'm not trying to suck him off too bad, but I mean, that's one guy that I would like to see not have to close his store during this tough time that everyone is going through. So DC, how we doing, buddy? What's going on with you?
What's up?
Yeah, what's happening?
You know, we wanted to have you on. I'm not gonna lie to you. Until TJ reached out and got a little help for our intro today, we were kind of struggling about who we were gonna have on this week. But TJ is a genius.
So you bring the old guy in, you got nothing else, you've run out of guests, you've run out of material, and you got to bring the old man in who's just full of content and creative ideas.
You say old man, I'm pretty sure we're the same age.
44?
I will be 44 this year.
We're right there, buddy. We're right there.
We're all old men.
That's right.
Yeah.
So now we are over a year that you've done the Minifan Show.
Right.
You've had you went through one full-time host with yourself, MHB. You shoved him out the door, and now you pretty much bring in some people. You do like a rotating guest pool, I would guess you would say.
Right.
Some people do a very good job. Some people don't.
Case in point, us. Go ahead.
Well,
you guys were awesome.
Well, I was cocked.
That was one of my. You're always cocked when you're doing these things. That was one of my favorite shows.
So now, what do you? What's the plan for the Minifan Show in the future? What do you got planned? I like Chris. I'm gonna get that. I think Chris does a really good job with you.
You're like the only one who likes Chris. I get so much crap for him, but he's really easy to talk to. Yeah, I like Chris too.
So what's your plan going forward? I mean, I know you do the weekend review.
Yep.
What do you? I mean, are you going to keep doing the show, or are you leaning more just towards the weekend review? Or
No, I want to do both. I think the thing is, I just kind of want to bring people in. I will say some of this stuff on the YouTube channel has kind of lit a fire under my ass, and I'm trying to bring in new people and do different things instead of just having the rotating cast of who I'm comfortable with.
Yep.
It's uncomfortable sometimes to bring in different people that I don't know.
Okay.
I understand. Is there any? So when I see the KMS rundown come out on a Friday, and I hear your weekend review the next day, I mean, they have some of the same content, but it's completely different. Is there any chance those two could mix and make one hell of a show?
Maybe. I mean, I'm open to doing something.
Oh,
like
you
that.
are fucking just dead against you. Is it
No,
because is it because they're newer listeners? You just clammed up. I mean, they're
What
good
do you mean?
guys. You took like 10 seconds to say a simple maybe.
Well,
They're good guys. I think maybe you need to expand a little bit more. Maybe freshen it up, bring in some newer guys. You might enjoy it. You do a great job.
I mean, to his credit, he did have John from Scranton on recently, right?
Yeah, I've had BA on, John from Scranton. I had Will on, Latino Kirk. I had Lauren. What's so funny about that?
Well, Latino Kirk, I'm just going to tell you a quick story. So, Latino Kirk sets a Zoom up. He handles the Zoom, and he said that he was going to start it at 7:00. And I was in Discord, and Kirk came in there and said he tried to get on Zoom and he was denied. So after
what an ass. Bad day, like Latino Kirk.
Oh, horrible day. Horrible day.
So it was just reminiscent of when he went into Discord. And it was like his first time going in there, and he's like, I want to thank you guys for coming down today and being very supportive. And they were like, yeah, whoever you are, just like get out of here. We're moving. They just kept talking without him. So
I think I want to go back for a second. Why are you giving me a hard time for giving 10 seconds thought to maybe? Well, I'm comfortable and I like what I do with the weekend review. So it's like, if I have to integrate them, then I have to give up something I really like. So I had to think about that for a second. If there is an idea that's better than what I'm doing, I'm open to that.
Well, you don't know if it's good unless you try it. So maybe you should give it a try. Maybe you reach out to those guys and see if maybe with your creative
I have reached out in the past. They've not been necessarily the most responsive. I reached out to Red. Red has said some not so kind things, and I've said I still would love to have you on. I don't care, and he seemed kind of cool to it.
Show.
I like the idea. Did he tell you to fuck off?
Yeah. No, he just was very cool to it. He originally said yes, and then he was like, "Well, let's see." And then there was a Friday night that I couldn't do it. He has limited time, but it seemed to be there was a coolness.
I like the fact that he gave you a hard no if you want to know the truth. I like that.
I would say I don't like that. I don't like the idea of that. I think DC and Red and maybe another person to recap the week would be one hell of a fucking show. I completely agree. I think you guys could both bring something to the table and it could be entertaining for the KMS channel. Absolutely.
So I would also be open to something in addition of I'm doing something on the podcast, do something on the channel here that's just different than what I'm doing.
Like a Predator sketcher?
What's that?
Like a Predators? Like no. You know I'm joking.
That guy got really angry at me when I called him out for trying to take all the boys for himself. He really got defensive. It seemed a little overly defensive.
Well, you're ruining things on me, buddy. You're throwing me off. So what is it? Have you reached out to MHB at all? Have you tried? I mean, it is so.
I talked to MHB on Friday night.
Oh, okay. So now what's going on? Is he just unable to commit every day, like a solid day, like a Tuesday night? Is he just that unwilling to commit to it, or do you guys still have your differences together? What's
I don't have any differences with him. None at all. We were on one of Latino Kirk's Zoom things, and he was on with his sweet looking girlfriend.
Ooh.
and they were very busy making expensive drinks. He's got some muscle. I saw he's wearing like shirts that are about 3 sizes too small now, and he put on some muscle.
He's like the ESPN magazine body paint issue.
Yeah,
walking around.
He's in much better shape. He could definitely kick my ass. There's no chance. I mean, I'd be pummeled to a pulp, and then I turn around and still fuck with him afterwards because I don't learn my lesson. But I've reached out to him first saying, blog wise, if you would like, I would love to have you write some stuff. If it's just a case of writing, because he's an awesome writer, and that would be an awesome feature for him. That if you can't do anything else, do some writing and stuff, because he's great. And he said he's interested in that. I have given him an open invite of whenever you want to come on, you are welcome.
Your brother Riccio came back this week.
My brother?
Your buddy.
Prick.
He is
Ricio's
the biggest
prick.
He's the asshole among assholes.
I mean,
do you hear what John Featherston referred to him as, in his opinion?
What's that?
He said he was a latent homosexual, and that's why he's obsessed with Kirk.
That was one of the theories that was
a strong take.
With didn't they say that about Murchison at one time? I could be
wrong.
I could be wrong. But this guy, so last night in Discord, I was on there late night when I got out of work, and he's so fucking stupid that he had started an account yesterday, and he's so typical, and he follows the same pattern whenever he speaks and whenever he tries to get people riled up. He was in there last night. He opened up an account. Yes.
Oh.
Very, very easy to figure it out. And it was around like midnight or whatnot, and he was in there talking just an immense amount of shit. And it was the guy just, I don't know what it is. I maybe because the shit podcast that he turned out was so fucking awful that he's jealous.
It's not that.
He's Kirk's success. I don't know what the fuck it is.
It's the personality. It's the kind of guy that just wants to fucking go against the grain all the time. Just, you know what I mean? Just wants to fucking fight, and cause a problem. And there's no sense in it. Like, it's just that some people are the way they are.
I think he's that type of guy who wants to bait you into punching him in the face, and then when you punch him in the face, he'll try and sue you.
Yeah.
So he'll go in the
worth every
Discord,
penny,
all that stuff, and then he'll say, see, look at these den of racist and homophobes that you have on Discord, and Kirk supports all of these people, and this is why he's awful. I don't think there's necessarily a plan with him. I think it's, how can I get under somebody's skin, whether it's a lawmaker who has a son who is, something's going on that, I can find out that this son is compromised in some way, and I'll use it against somebody just to make them miserable. I think his goal is to make as many people miserable and sad and angry as possible.
Yeah, but there's doing that, but then there's like putting up a picture of someone's wife.
Yeah,
that's
fucking
certain
wrong.
There's certain ways that you go about being a troll and being a dick in general.
No, he just took it over the edge. You know what I mean?
He goes for the low blow.
Yeah.
That he knows that, hey, Kirk has said, I don't want my wife's picture up there. Let me go get my wife's picture. Get his wife's picture and put it out there. And that will get under his skin, and it will cause him misery.
That's just that, it's just a dick move. And that stuff gets me nervous more in the fact that, like, I don't want repeat of what a year and a half ago. Not even so much for the show, and it sounds ridiculous because, listen, I don't even fucking know the guy, but I only know what could happen if too much stress and anxiety builds up, and he goes back to a place to where he's unable to give us a show every year.
I think
so.
This worries me.
You said it just the other day that you saw during a show. You felt as though he was a little off the rails.
It was one show. I think he was saying bad things about me. And if he's saying bad things about me, he must be fucked up in the head, because there's very little to not like about this total package. But he was just really angry. It just seemed he was angry and lashing out at everything. And I just got a vibe of, I feel like he's not in a good place. I think it was Thursday or Friday. It just feels like, I don't feel good about the place he's in.
You got to take into account that 3 days after that was the anniversary of his father dying, which anyone
Oh,
would
yeah.
know. I know when it get my father died on Father's Day, so where my kids want to give me gifts and cards and stuff like that, you know, I try and be, you know, like happy about it, but at the same time I'm thinking about the fact that on Father's Day in 2000 I looked at my father on a gurney, fucking lifeless. So I think of the same thing. So I can only imagine for him, it hits fresh. And 2 years out of that, or 3 years out of that, for me, I was a disaster.
Yeah.
When it came around that time. So I can only imagine what he's going through right now.
Now think about
and he
that
had a
on
much
top
better.
of think about that on top of all of the other, on a good day, the stuff that he's dealing with mentally. Now you put that on top.
Right.
Then I start hearing how he sounds, and it's like, I'm a little worried.
Well, do you think that also you look a little bit too much into that? Because I think you have you kind of jump to that pretty quickly. I would say with you kind of always are a little worrisome about that sort of thing. I think maybe just that his mood might be to be expected during that time. As far as like making fun of you or something like that, I mean, he's just fucking around. I make fun of you all the time.
I don't know
Just blown
why.
off steam.
It doesn't mean that I fucking hate you or anything like that,
We love you.
or that I'm being punchy. You know what I mean? It's just having.
But I
a good
don't
time,
think there's any humor in making fun of me. When you have the level of good looks, talent, and charm,
You are the
there's really
creepiest
nothing there
motherfucker.
but
You're
to
the
love
Kurt
me.
Hennig of the KMS channel.
Yes.
You are literally the creepiest person I've ever met in my life. I mean, why wouldn't you expect me to make fun of you?
I'm kidding.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
a
wrong
great
with you?
guy.
The Kurt
Great
Hennig.
guy. So I want to talk. So did you, by chance, I'm sure you were looking through Twitter today. Did you see Latino Kirk, my buddy? I support him 100%. I think he's a great guy. I think he does a lot to help out.
He's an awesome guy.
Did you see him today? He lost his mind last night.
I
Did
heard
you
a little
happen to
bit of
catch
that
that?
on the show. I'm like,
Off the
what's
rails.
the deal?
Well, they did. I think they left out the good part. I think they left out the good part. So that guy DJ K, is that his name?
Yes.
The younger guy. He
Did the morning
was trying to
drives
get
there?
morning or afternoon drive. He's trying to get a spot.
Yeah,
I guess
afternoon.
he went behind Latino Kirk's back and was complaining to the interns and wanted to ask questions of why the fuck does he have a show where he's eating food. Well, to DJ K, I would say TJ and I are two 40-year-old men that fornicate over a 45-year-old man's show. There are shows that
I actually wear his hat. It's funny.
Where is that? Yeah, I mean, some of us, we drive 16 hours to go watch a 2-hour live show. I mean, I don't think that would be any different than if The Sopranos were out now. I think that my father would probably be in the Discord because he loved that show so much. Like, I don't see any reason why someone, if they have an idea or if there's something that they want to try to do, and Kirk gives you an open invite and he says, try whatever you want. I don't see where the problem is with that.
Well, LK is doing something different. He's doing something different where he's doing
sacrificing his esophagus, for fuck's sake.
It's different.
But why be a little cunt and instead of why be a little cunt and go behind his back and ask if you have a problem with him? I would say just go to him yourself.
Right to his face.
I mean, I think that's kind of a cunt move to go behind his back. That's my own opinion.
Yeah, I
if
mean,
you don't like something, you just go to him yourself. I
can't believe he would go to Will. Doesn't he know the history that the two of them have shared silicone lubricant?
Astroglide.
They
Astroglide?
spent a lot of time together.
That's right.
They did spend a lot of time together, but that's a little fucking bitch move. And I would assert some of it for being that he's 20 years old. But the other half, I would say, is just because he's a little cunt. So I'm on LK's side with that, and I'm glad he told him to suck his dick. I'm all with him on that.
And you know, given what LK said, he
know.
seems a little bit accomplished, I would say, given what he's gone through.
What, at 20?
Oh, LK. No, not DJK. LK. Yeah.
What do you mean, sneaking in the vault?
No. Sneaking under, going through a tunnel through Tijuana. You know, he's come a long way. I mean, it's a long trip, man.
He speaks different languages because he had to blend in.
Jerry Garcia once said it's a long, strange trip. I can only imagine the 40 miles.
I understand that Barstool is
underground.
trying to get him involved with some of their gambling stuff now that sports are gone. There's something about these roosters that are down in the basement that they said he's an odds maker on.
Cockfighting?
Yeah.
Oh God, that's fucking hilarious. Yeah,
So
cockfighting.
I am still. So today, I don't know. Did everyone have a chance to listen to the show today? Did both of
I
you
actually
guys
did.
today.
Yeah, I did.
You did. All right, great. So did you hear about so Kirk called his brother today? Now this.
Oh,
one
you're
makes
talking
me
about
laugh.
Kirk's show. I thought you were talking about Jerry Callahan's.
Oh yes.
We're not going to talk about that.
No.
This guy, always the one-liners, huh, TJ? This guy.
Yeah. No, we're not talking about it.
So
Of course, I didn't listen to it.
What is it? Sidney Poitier was
Sidney
his
Poitier,
mother's-
what favorite actor?
Mother's favorite actor.
What a shock.
So I love this. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because.
Can we get a picture of Sidney Poitier, just for reference?
I don't know if Justin would have one. Is that the guy with
Justin
the
would
crooked
have
eyes?
no
That's not
idea
the
who
guy with
Sidney
the crooked
Poitier
eyes.
is.
He's probably asleep too, by the way.
Well, regardless.
Just type
So
in
what-
Mr. Tibbs.
So I was gonna call today because I was gonna ask. It was pretty much the same fucking thing. What do you think that maybe some of his mother's favorite artists were? Musicians.
Cool in the Gang.
Cool. I was gonna go with
think-
Nat King Cole.
No, I'm surprised that the hip hop love that she had didn't reach out. I know that she was a big fan of the Fat Boys. She
Ooh.
was heavy into them.
Oh,
Louis Armstrong.
they had a
Louis
great movie.
Armstrong,
The Fat Boys had a great flick, though. Do you remember what it was?
Disorderlies.
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 Great
Great
flick.
movie.
Disorderlies is one of my favorites. So bad.
Sure. Oh, look
There
at
he
it.
is.
Look at that sexy son of a bitch. You can't go wrong with him.
Fucking Kirk. So Kirk came.
They call
in
me
the other
Mr. Tibbs.
day. So I was busting his balls the other day. He was inside the Minifan chat,
Yep.
and I said that his mother did not suffer from depression. It was because Mr. Dudley had punished her organs with that black meat
Ow.
whistle. It fucking it took her
God.
3 days to recover.
He smashed,
But
her
he's a good sport about it.
Ruined.
smashed her gallbladder with that instrument. Blunt force
But
trauma.
he's a very good sport about it.
Pushed
I
the
mean,
liver into her
Who,
esophagus.
Moss or Kirk?
Kirk. So I reached Justin. Do you have the DM? That I
I'll tell you
sent to
who's a
this
good
man?
sport. Peter Menahan for
Letting it happen.
for that.
So I reached out to him.
That's wrong.
And the best part about it is, which it didn't show off, is that he actually read it. So I'm waiting for his response. Waiting for his response, and I pray to Christ that he says she was a fine woman. I pray to God he tells me
Son,
something
are you
about
there? Is this you, son?
Now listen, so DC, as you know, we are a 30.
We didn't talk about some of her other favorites. I know she liked Isaac Hayes. Big fan of one of his classics, Shaft.
Shaft, very good, very good.
Good
That
flick.
she looks like such a little woman too. She was very small.
So
Think
when
she
you're
enjoys
very
some
small
Curse
like
Mayfield?
that, it
Shut the
like
fuck up.
it
Bet you
over
she liked Curtis
amplifies
Mayfield.
the effect when she's so small and that hammer is just so incredibly large. It's like it's exaggerated.
It's a huge
the,
hammer.
the queef heard around the world.
Like when you see like a clown in one of those little cars, like they're not that small, but because the clown's in it, it looks smaller.
You know, and when she let that out, you didn't hear anything. All you heard was this. I can't believe it. Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's like you take like
What are we doing?
it's
What
like
are
you
we
take
doing?
the Twin Towers and you're stuffing it into a donut.
This big black cock.
Oh. I gotta have I gotta compose myself.
Yeah.
The first time in the show that I have to stop, probably stop to compose
He was
myself right
standing
now.
naked by the deep end of a pool, and everybody thought it was a diving board.
Oh,
You know,
God.
this is the biggest black cock. I hope this guy has a fucking monster.
This
Just
guy
punished her.
looks like a fucking can of Pillsbury fucking cinnamon rolls. Guaranteed.
You ever see Young Frankenstein? Where,
Yes.
where she's very she's not so much into Peter Boyle, and all of a sudden he enters her and her tone just totally changes.
Jesus Christ. The neighbors must have been
Oh, fuck.
horrified.
Oh, I can only imagine.
All right, so
All right.
all right, we're almost done here. I gotta get the fuck out of here. I can't take this anymore.
No,
So
we got another 10 minutes. Do this.
all right,
Shortest
bro,
show ever.
So
I thought we were going to
DC,
talk
well,
about hot chicks who got ugly.
So we're
Let's
going to
do
do
it.
that in a minute, but I went in Discord and we are not allowed to take calls. I wanted to take a few calls for you tonight, but no calls are allowed. So I posed in Discord, does anyone have any question for DC? So Grover wants to know what age is too young?
Too young? What does he mean by that?
Exactly what he says, stupid.
It's a strange question.
Chris from Connecticut wants to know what is too old.
Too old. Well,
Stop repeating.
there's a period
question.
of time. There's a period of time where the body goes through a change, and
Keyword being period.
yeah, period. Once that happens, see ya.
And Robot wants to know, do you like a little bit of fur on the field?
Fur on the field. I would say in general, no. I say less is more. And I was thinking about that. I was looking at these pictures of Elizabeth Montgomery recently, who there were 2 times I knew I was a heterosexual man when I was growing up. The first is when I saw Carrie Fisher in that outfit on Jabba's sail barge. And the second was Elizabeth Montgomery on Bewitched. I don't care if that was the 1960s. I was looking at her, I was seeing her in TV movies in like 89, 91 when she was like 60. And I'm like, because of what she was, I'd still hit that. I'd find a way. But I was thinking about the fact that in the 60s, she must have been incredibly overgrown and it was a normal thing. That's kind of a turnoff.
See, I was at this place up here called Aquaboggan when I was like 12. I was waiting in line to go down the slide, and the woman next to me had a bathing suit on, and you could see the bush coming through. So I turned to my left, and I was like, "Oh my god!" I was like, as a 12-year-old, I was like, "I just saw a bush." And it looked like my beard through like both sides. It was the grossest thing I've ever seen. So Elizabeth Montgomery made me look like that in the 60s. I can tell you, I at least roped one off 10 times to Elizabeth Montgomery.
So incredibly hot. Frank Sinatra allegedly had her.
Really?
Yeah.
Who didn't he have? That lucky fucker.
If you were good looking, I look at that as an honor. If you say, "Hey, I think that girl's good looking," and it's like Frank had her, it's like, you know what? That's the echelon there, extra echelon.
Do you want to transition this into some old and new picks?
Yes. Speaking of that, Steve, you mentioned someone on the later seasons of Chips that you said didn't age well. A woman there. What do you mean by that?
Fuck you, we're not doing this right now. You're not getting me.
She was hot. She's still hot. I think she's hot.
You're not fucking getting me in this.
I wonder what she has between her legs. That's right there.
You're not.
Boom,
I'm
boom,
sorry.
boom, boom.
I am still thinking about Moss taking off his pants and she saying, "Where the fuck is that gonna go?"
Pendulum.
I heard a Frank Zappa song about broken hearts are for assholes, and I think at the end of the song where he's saying, "Don't fool yourself, that's going up your poop chute."
Yeah.
It's winking at you. Patty,
all right, so
there.
Listen, this is fucking, it's totally ruined tonight.
Yeah,
it's all ruined.
Whatever.
So let's what we wanted to do real quick, since we had DC on, we wanted to, and we're all about the same age. Me and TJ were talking about some smoke shows back in the 80s, in the 70s that are not so smoke show right now.
Right, you brought it up because you showed me a poster called "Hauling Ass," where I had the picture
Hauling
of
Ass.
I had that in my bedroom. That along with the icon, and a Jenny McCarthy poster, the one with the lace where you could almost see lips.
Yeah,
amazing. Jenny McCarthy in like the early 90s was, oh my god, she was hot. She was completely a smoke
because
show.
I just got my my stimulus money. And after I gave half of it to my kids for college, I says, what am I going to blow my money on? And I thought it'd be a wise investment to buy some posters of chicks' ass. So the subject came up. So DEC, we pulled some pictures of some girls that were probably in your wheelhouse.
Yeah.
From years ago for yourself. Justin, you got any of those photos for us? Let DC react. Kathleen
wow,
Turner.
what a pig. She what a smoke show. And then V.I. Warshawski came out, and she had fingers that looked like sausage.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh my God! What?
That's not her. That's a different smoke.
That
No, that's Kelly McGillis.
What?
You've got the wrong woman. That's not. Not
wait a
far
second,
off.
Like
That's
girl,
Kelly
the clerk
McGillis
from Monsters Inc. She's like me. Go ahead. That's fucking horrible.
Fucking
That's Kathleen Turner. I'm fucking.
Samantha. That's Samantha Fox.
Yeah.
I had that poster. I had that. And now
time.
she just does not look good anymore.
No.
What the fuck?
God.
Completely ruined.
She looks
She
like
has
the girl from
since also
Fox.
turn the other cheek, if you get my drift.
Oh God! Imagine. God, she'd scrape the whole way. Go ahead.
Janice Dickerson.
Oh yeah.
I've rubbed out
Look
to
at
all
her.
these girls. I rubbed out to all.
Wasn't
these
she
girls.
one of
look at her.
Cosby's victims?
Yes, she.
No, she's a
oh.
victim of some injections, bad ones. Oh
These
God.
Less is
this
more.
breaks my fucking heart. This breaks my heart. These are all girls that I nutted off to back in the day. This fucking
who didn't?
makes
Look at
me
that.
sad.
Farrah Fawcett.
Farrah Fawcett, so
Mhm.
beautiful, so innocent, and she looks
Oh God,
so bad.
gone
right
to
now.
hell. She's
Fucking
that's
looks
awful looking. That's too bad.
And then we got some for you, DC, some in
Oh,
your
yeah.
wheelhouse.
Oh,
Yeah, but she was
Rudy.
a little past her prime when she was on Cosby.
Sure.
She had hit the wall. Definitely by the next to last season.
Now, what about
God,
now?
look at
Yeah.
that warship. Christ.
She doesn't have a lot of interest in guys like me, if you get my drift.
Stronger jaw than I got. Jesus. Ooh.
Again,
Wheelhouse.
they were very young on Full House, and she was just about hitting the wall on season 1.
Boy. Oh my God. Now Kirk said he's afraid
Come
of
on.
aliens. I'm sure he sees this picture. He's gonna be fucking
Ladies,
running.
mix in a steak.
Oh,
I
mixing
know meat is at a
mixing a
shortage.
smile. Mixing a
1 point.
smile.
All you need to know is they're billionaires from their makeup line. That's all.
They could gain 50 pounds overnight with one night with Moss Dudley. They would just need. That is some porterhouse prime meat.
It's like fucking when an above ground pool breaks.
Yeah.
All right. So DC. So listen, this did not go the way I wanted it to.
Why? What were you looking to do?
Well, when you see the Open, people could just watch the first 45 seconds of it, and they could just shut it off after that, because when you get to see the Open tomorrow, you're going to be very happy.
I have a feeling I know what it is now.
No, fuck off. You don't. I don't want to guess.
Don't even,
Just
don't
wait.
even guess. I didn't want you to guess.
I
Oh my
kind of
God.
want. I kind of want to play it for him.
I
You
do
don't-
too.
You
but
can if you don't. If you want to make it a surprise, that'll be fine. I'm a good sport.
I
I'd
mean,
rather let's make it
no, you know what? We could play it for him right now, because then he'll know tonight. But as long as you promise not to say anything tonight,
No, I'm not going to say anything.
All right, play it for him.
play it for
Justin,
him.
do you have it?
Get ready for this. Justin's asleep again. I think he just
Red.
roped one
What
off.
the fuck?
I think he just roped one off to the fucking Olsen twins.
Which picture?
His fucking bedroom looks like a stalagmite cave.
Justin, do you have that real quick or no?
Give him a sec. He's coming. He's coming.
This is
You know,
Not
Linda
metaphorically.
Kozlowski, she's in a category all of herself. That she went from being a smoke to just one of the great pigs of all time, and she snapped back recently.
How about
Oh,
this?
really?
Yeah.
Natalie Portman,
What about her?
Professional. Not bad.
Well, young.
Just joking.
Well, anyway, you know what?
She was a
Again,
child molester. I mean, are you kidding me here? Like Anakin Skywalker, what was he, like 8 years old, and she was 16, and
Yeah.
she was, they were. You knew that like those two are going to bone.
No, it's a tough life. So,
All right, so this is what we're gonna do.
Repeats itself.
We're gonna leave it as a surprise. We're gonna leave it as a surprise for him. Justin is doing whatever. That's
no,
fine.
Incompetent.
He says he's gotten it. He's got it. But he's
He's got it.
give me a sec here.
He's watching that pod
So,
racing scene.
We're only
again.
30.
Who do you got on this week, DC? Before he shows it, who do you got on this week? What are you doing this week? What's in the plans?
I've already done a show, so I had John Featherston on. I taped that last night. That's in the can.
Yep.
Get the John Featherston bump.
I have no idea what comes next. I take it week to week, and I figure out what's going on in the world, and then I see who might be available. Whoever's tickling my fancy. I'd like to get the ladies on.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm sure you would.
Who wouldn't? Who
I'm
wouldn't?
fucking sure you would. John Featherston, he came on here. He was fantastic. We asked him if he'd come back again. Fucking crickets. Fucking crickets. The next time I see him, he's with the mint cell guys. Now he's with you. We were
Making the
He's making the rounds. He's all right. He's all right.
I thought we had a good. It was that bleached asshole question. You fucked us on it, TJ. He didn't take kindly to that.
Well, I wanted to know, and DC, maybe you can let us know about you. But have you ever tasted your own cum?
No. Why would I do that? That's the most vile thing I've ever heard of. Why would I do that?
You're like, it's not bad.
I've only smelled it.
I almost vomited listening to that.
Who cares? Jesus. I mean, if you're stuck in the desert, you'd have to drink your own piss.
No, that will dehydrate you.
Listen, this is
watch
killing
Better Call Saul?
everyone. For the 4 people that are still watching, this is killing them, and it's killing me personally.
No, we're gonna go right to it right now. Let's go. Roll the film.
What I like best is that little circle.
Are the best. Now,
boy, this is great.
This is fucking unbelievable. Do you believe this is happening?
what kind of
the worst intern ever? Just horrible.
Justin, just you're killing
a failure,
me. It's fine,
Justin.
buddy. Justin, it's fine. It's fine. Just shut it off, please. We're gonna get out of here. I just want to kill myself right now.
But at least
fine,
you
buddy.
know.
It's not your fault.
But at least you know who's going to open for
That
us
wasn't
tonight.
that wasn't what I was guessing, but it was close. I thought you somehow got
Who's
that
your
guy,
guess?
that guy from the Predator Poachers.
Oh no, I DM'd him.
Way better than Predator
I
Poachers.
messaged him on YouTube. I'm trying to get him on, but the plan originally was to have you on with him. I just thought it would be just funny, even if you
I
guys
would
didn't
laugh
talk
my
one
ass
time.
off.
I thought it would be just funny just to have you both on. But anyway, so
You
DC,
think that's funny? You think that's funny? What were you going to do with him? What were you going to do with that boy? Why do you have Astroglide in one hand and condoms in the other? Why?
I don't even know how I would approach it.
You're
But
sick.
I
You're
just-
a sick guy hanging out by Kevin from Bristol's toy store. What do you think you're going to do with that rattle?
So with that, this one's gonna be bad, but that's fine.
You kidding me?
fucked up
This
on
is great.
I
100
laughed.
views,
I fucked it up.
maybe.
I just too much laughing on my end. I lost it. I just picture the
Why?
poor mom.
It's hard.
Picture, poor Patricia. That fucking thing. It must have been huge.
Oh my god.
So anyway, so DC, thank you so much for coming.
You're
on.
welcome.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
We'll definitely talk in the future. Hopefully we get a chance to. I get a chance to go on again with you. You always.
Oh,
make
I'd
me
love
laugh. You're a
to.
Great guy.
Absolutely.
Same here.
Great guy.
It's it's good. A good sport for coming on here. Not knowing who is going to be introducing you, by the way.
No, I'm ready for everything.
But I mean, can you blame us? I mean, come on.
No, it's what I would have done.
If Chris Hansen reaches out to us and says, "Hey, I'd like to do an open for DC," who are we to deny him
fantastic.
that? Right?
I
That's all
totally
on
approve
TJ,
of that.
right?
Of course.
That's all on TJ. My phone said you have a message. I looked, and it's that, and that was the greatest gift. That was
is
my
great.
birthday. That was the greatest birthday gift I could get. So
it's
with that,
truly
I mean,
unbelievable.
we fucking destroyed this tonight. So DC, thank you. TJ,
yeah.
you're the best. Kirk, Mike, and Steve, thank you for giving us the time. Intern
Yes.
Justin, and with that,
Hey,
we will see you next week, right?
all right. We'll see you next week.
All right. Take care.
All right.